Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. Prices dropping here slightly today. We're going to take a look at that. Bitcoin and Cardano overall, seems to be the entire market is affected without Dogecoin. A few examples here or exceptions, but most of the cryptos are going down. As you know, my view is we are still in a correction. There was here a attempt of Bitcoin to move up, and we're going to talk about that. So Bitcoin currently here, again, there are still these two scenarios that we are either in this wave 4 here currently, within which we would then move actually ideally into the area between 47 and 49.5k. But as I said in the last two videos, as per just applying the Elliott Wave rules and retracements, this retracement to the 0.214 fib level at 43.8k would already be sufficient. So we touched that. We did run into the target area here, which starts at this first fib level, and it could already have been enough, and from here we could theoretically go down. Don't primarily think so though. It might just be a more complex correction again. The other scenario is that we are moving here into this area, which would be this ABC scenario that I primarily favored from the beginning after that drop here. I'm still waiting for that wave B to play out, and I'm not sure if it's actually going to come or not. So you get either or. You get either your wave 4 here, or you get your wave B, your larger wave B. Overall, I can't say yet which one it will be. What we can see though is, in my view, still that we are here in this correction, this overall correction of Bitcoin in this larger wave C, which is coming down here, in my view, all the way down to 20 to 29k in a large wave C or a large wave 2. Before we then are going to see much higher prices. I think the correction just needs to be finished. Question has come up here also across the channel members, of course, what's going to happen next, and we have to wait what Bitcoin is doing now. We have to wait. I mean, my expectation was anyway, or my view, that we could form here something like a cup and a handle. Now the handle is now coming down quite a lot. It could still form a handle here, to be honest, and we could break here maybe early next week or so here to the upside, into that target area further, but that is speculation at this stage. As I said, we've run into that fib level here, bounced off that. It just shows the price is reacting to that fib level here at 43.7k. So far we are finding support here, and let me just check what kind of support levels. What is that? Is that a so in my view, what we do have here overall is the next support. So where are we now? We did go through that support level here at around 42.2. I mean, the next key support is certainly down here at 40.5, should we really go down lower, but we are pretty much currently at support of this channel. We've got this, if I zoom out a little bit again, you can see this descending channel within which the price has been trading and moving. Then most recently here we broke above that channel, bounced off the fib level, and have now retested the channel from above as support, but we're coming down lower again. Basically, not really pushing higher from here, even forming here something like a head and shoulders, which basically was broken already to the downside, but now we find support at this descending channel. So that is pretty much support now. Seems like we've lost here this previous support, or it was resistance here at 42.2, and if we lose here the 41.7k, 41.8k level of support, that descending channel, then we could really go down to 40.5k. At the moment we are holding above it though, and we see first small green candle emerging here. Now what's happening next, I can't tell you. My view is if we are back in a range, that's my view, and that's what we have to prepare for, really. We are in a range again. What this could be is, if this is becoming here like a wave 4, it could become another really long draining and boring correction, or retracement. You've seen that up here. This was also of a smaller degree a wave 4. So remember, we came down here from in my view, this is one possible wave count. We've come down here in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is still to come. Well, no, this was also the wave 5, sorry, down here, where you then also finished the larger wave 3. So this was a 5. Don't know where the 5 has disappeared to. There you go, it's hidden. So that's also the wave 5. So you've come down here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this wave 4 there was really a long and boring and complex correction here, yeah, or retracement, before we then came down in that wave 5 here, yeah. So what we now have is possibly another wave 4, which could be equally boring, draining, long, you know, and complex. So we could get here before we finish, or before Bitcoin really decides in which direction it wants to move. It could really swing now between here, maybe the 39.5k level and the 43.8k level. Could be really bouncing around here, or between here this support at 40.5 and 43, or 40.5 and 44. You know, it's basically here between the 0.214 fib level and one of these supports. That's where we could be swinging now for a while, and until we see a breakout above 44k or below 39.5, I think we are sort of caught in this range. I would say if you drop below 39.5, that's the previous low here, where also one of my buy orders was triggered. We are then going down in that larger wave 5. In that case, then we will already have seen here the wave 4. However, there is certainly a possibility and a good likelihood that we move up once more here, further into the target area, but at the moment we just can't say. We just have to wait. So I wouldn't panic about anything that's happening in this range. Remember, we know that we are here in a large correction for Bitcoin, or at least we assume we are. So anything that's happening up here, personally, because we are not in an uptrend, if anyone is wants to do short-term trading, it's just high risky. It's high risk. For me, it's more like, if I dollar cost average in, it would be something like more long term. But just buying here to speculate that we're gonna see a big run, it is a bit risky. Just to bear that in mind. Not telling you not to do it, but it is risky, because if you are, always remember the trend is your friend, and here we are in a downtrend. Yeah, even if we go in a very short-term uptrend, nothing that we have seen here in terms of prices going up has been impulsive at all. They are all corrections of an impulse to the downside. So any move up is too risky, or is very risky at least, because the upside potential is lower and the downside potential is higher. So that's where we are. So yeah, clearly defined range here at the moment. We need to see if that range is actually playing out. Basically already here in the possibility that wave 4 is completed. Don't think personally it is. I think we're going to see a little bit further price increases, but no guarantee. And we need to see to which way the price is now breaking out, 39.5 or 44k. And as we're speaking, Bitcoin is dropping below 42k. This is also an effect on Cardano, of course. We talked about it earlier today, that Cardano broke out of this descending wedge, and what is it doing now? It has well, not come back in. I mean, that is pretty much over here now. That, you know, that was broken, and that's it. I think that wedge is, you can't really draw it again. It's, the apex has been there, and you know, it's a very small pattern anyway. So I'm gonna take that out. What you see here overall is that the price failed to make a higher high again. It has it still stays below the 20-day moving average. There isn't really any sign of strength at the moment, especially, well, pretty much as expected, because as I said, if Bitcoin really can run higher, then Cardano can outperform. It shows the potential at the moment. We've seen it here in this run up where Cardano did like an 8% in a couple of days or so, higher than what Bitcoin could do. But then as soon as we hit here the resistance, Bitcoin started to drop again, and Cardano stays below resistance, as you can see, and the 20-day moving average is dropping lower and is really providing some clear resistance for the price to push through. So at the moment, Cardano just moving sideways, really waiting for Bitcoin, and it is fighting for survival continuously here above this orange, where we've just dropped below the orange line actually, but it's fighting for survival above the dollar line. So yeah, we've dropped below this orange support line, which is that long support line, which has provided support for the price throughout 2021. And the bulls and the bears have been fighting around this line now for a while, for weeks. And so far, yeah, it's definitely not a confirmed uptrend. What this could become here, certainly, could be a wave 1. You know, you could come down a wave 2, could go up in a wave 3 now, but that would now need to come, you know, and so far it's nothing that convinces me here. Therefore, I remain skeptical here at the moment in the short term. but I'm still confident that Cardano will get its turnaround done. But bear in mind, the whole market is pretty much in a large correction. So what Cardano started earlier, other cryptos are now following, and will, and we are seeing this correction. That is pretty much what we're doing. So don't panic. It's just typical ups and downs here of daily market moves, and we have the scenarios on the chart here, and until we break here one of these levels that I told you on the Bitcoin chart, I think we're also not going to see any exciting movements here for Cardano. It might swing here now between, probably here 120 and maybe 130, depending on if Bitcoin drops. We could even go down here again to $1.08, where here the low. And ADA BTC is also here continuing to stay in this pattern that I showed you, a possible cup and handle, or at least an ascending triangle that's forming here. So moving closer on the ADA BTC chart to that resistance level at 3050, and this is starting to look promising. As I showed you earlier today, we're really starting to turn around here, making a higher low now as well. And hopefully that could be the first move here towards a breakout finally, that ADA could then start to outperform Bitcoin. All right, hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin and Cardano. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.